what exactly is the Superhuman Protocol and why is it catching fire among entrepreneurs and executives?
So as you mentioned in the introduction, it's a three-step process. It's a pulse electromagnetic field, it's exercise with oxygen therapy, and then photobiomodulation, better known as red light, and also near infrared. And I'll go into the specifics of that as we get to each section. So each therapy by itself is a great standalone. Each thing does some really positive things for the body. But Jason Tabot from Da Vinci Medical had accidentally found, by combining these three in this order, it had a supercharging effect on our cellular function. And just to kind of frame that out a little more, cell function or cell energy production is what drives everything. In fact, anything that goes wrong in us, it starts at the cellular level, and it starts with the reduction of energy production. And we've actually identified over 32,000 diseases in humans, that we've provided a diagnosis for. And the one common denominator in every one of those diseases is a loss of energy production at the cell level. So the cell, the tissue it's a part of, and the organ system that tissue is a part of is going to start failing at some point in some way because of that lack of energy. So when I learned that, it made me see that we really have one issue with 32,000 plus symptoms. And the issue is a loss of energy production at the cell level. So if we just focus on that, we should have a very positive downline effect in correcting these things that we're calling diseases. So what I discovered in using the Superhuman Protocol in this three-step process is that it's a really great way to optimize that energy production at the cell level. So let's just kind of dive in at first to step one, pulsed electromagnetic field, or peMF. So the premise here is that all of our physiology is driven by plus and minus charges. The way our cells bring nutrients in from our bloodstream, vitamins and minerals and other nutrients inside the cell through the membrane, and the way we remove waste products from cell metabolism goes through the membrane. That's a plus and minus charge exchange. Our nervous system, it fires because of plus and minus charges exchanging, and our muscular system. And the way we carry oxygen from our lungs to our tissues by red blood cells, that has a lot to do with plus and minus charges or polarity. So we're essentially, or our bodies are essentially, magnetic beings, our electromagnetic biospheres. And the Earth has been our battery for centuries. The Earth is a low-level electromagnetic field because of gravity and the way it's been set up by our Creator. So we've gotten the benefit of living on the Earth and having this physiology constantly recharged on a daily basis. Unfortunately, in this contemporary world now, we live on these concrete slabs, those of us that live in cities and suburbs, and we wear rubber soles, many of us. So we're not getting that constant recharge by the Earth every day unless we're walking barefoot on the ground, on the dirt, the grass, the sand, the beach, wherever it is. So, most of us in this modern world kind of live a lot inside and we're not getting out enough. So that's the part where we're getting the deficit of not getting the ground to continually renew us on that basis. The other complicating factor is all the electrical grid around us, our wireless networks, our 5G and our devices that have Bluetooth. They emit these high-frequency electromagnetic fields that completely disturb our normal functioning in the way our plus and minus charges are doing all our physiological processes. So it's sort of twofold there. So with the pulsed electromagnetic field as a therapeutic process, we're starting off from the beginning and optimizing that body's polarity again. So it's going to help